Hi everyone, welcome back to BeRich. It's me and Anand, located in a different place at a different time. Yes, the venue is different because our studio is being cleaned, so here we go. We're sitting here and recording. I hope the audio is good and the video is all right and it's tolerable. I had spoken on Instagram about how circular financing is how a lot of these AI companies are going about trying to create value out of nothing. So I did ask you guys if you want to understand it, and a lot of you voted yes that you want to understand this. So I thought I'd have this conversation with Anand, and he'll tell you why this is a terrible thing, even if it's a good thing. Because the idea which is being sold is it's a good thing if it's done correct. I don't think there's any reason for it to be correct. For the reason why I'm saying this, for an example, this latest AMD thing which happened, there's a very famous script which is floating around which works like this. OpenAI says, we would like 6 gigawatt worth of your chips to do interface. OpenAI asks AMD. AMD says, terrific, that will be $78 billion. How would you like to pay? OpenAI says, well, we think that we would announce the deal and that would add $78 billion worth of value to your company, which should cover it. AMD is saying, Then AMD says, no, I'm pretty sure you have to pay for the chips. OpenAI is like, why? I don't know, just seems wrong to do this. OpenAI says, okay, why don't we pay cash for the value of chips and you give us back stock? So when we announce the deal, the stock will go up and then we get our $78 billion back. AMD says, yeah, I guess that works and I feel like we can add some value this way. OpenAI says, okay, we have half. You give us the half worth of stock, 35 billions, and we can keep the rest. This is how circular financing works in the gist of this. So I thought we'll get Anand to explain to us why this is not a good thing when two companies sit down like this and hash out a plot when they are in the same ecosystem, one being symbiotically needing the other one to provide a product, the other one using the product, creating value for the first company creating the product. How these guys jerry-rigging this or gerrymandering this is not a good idea.
See, first thing you have to understand, finance is about real business. The primary problem here is when a company is very successful, stock can be treated as cash. Like if, as long as the value of the stock keeps on going up, you can issue stock of the company and convert it into cash. So as the value of the stock keeps on going up, less and less cash is required. Less and less stock is required to
Finance that.
finance the amount of money. So what these guys are doing is, today AI is the flavor of the moment. And so yeah, that is a lot of, the moment I say anything is AI, the value of the company goes up because everybody jumps in to buy. So if I say OpenAI system and AMD announce a partnership together, the value of AMD shoots up,
Correct.
right? AMD can give some stock to OpenAI, and OpenAI can sell that stock at elevated value and take the money out.
And use that money to buy the chips from AMD.
Yeah, and use that money to buy checks for AMD. It can sell its own stock, which is not listed, so it cannot sell. So it can sell AMD stock. Now, Nvidia is now in a dominant position in as far as graphical interface is concerned and the AI system is concerned. But it has to keep its leadership position. It has to keep on increasing the sales of its chips
Keep on showing at least on books.
on books, saying that its order books are full. Now, China is not allowed to buy these chips.
Chinese companies are told by their government not to use Nvidia chips.
Yeah. This is because the Americans have said you cannot export. So China is one of the biggest markets that is ruled out. Now I have to sell to the other market, which is the American market. Actually, there's no demand for the chips. So what AI will say, OpenAI, you want a data system. So Oracle will announce a cloud partnership with OpenAI and tell Nvidia, I will buy so much chips from you. The value of Oracle goes up, stock which is listed. For a brief period, Larry Ellison became the richest man in the world. And believe me, for the record, he didn't believe in cloud as a technology.
Yes.
But he's supplying a big cloud space to OpenAI. To supply that cloud space, he promises to buy from Nvidia. So Nvidia stock also goes up, Oracle stock also goes up. Both are cash. You can sell some and get some money. In fact, one of the biggest deals in the entertainment, Skydance and Paramount deal, was done by Larry Ellison's son by using Oracle stock. I'm not saying they sold it at this time. This deal was going on for a long time.
Correct.
So all this is happening because the market is moving higher and higher and higher on liquidity. It is slushing on liquidity. The market price is completely diverse from reality. It happens in bubbles where the market price is completely divorced from reality of the economic situation in America, which is nearing recession. People don't have jobs. Fed wants to cut rates. But because the government is running with 6%, 7% fiscal deficit, liquidity is sloshing in that system. The prices of these AI stocks are going higher and higher. It is very tempting for them to make such circular announcements and boost it for cash.
Okay.
And the price of the stock goes up further. I sell more. Now it's like a casino merry-go-round. So all these companies have to do is buy the next company. So OpenAI is not listed, but all these other guys are listed. Nvidia, Oracle, Microsoft. Microsoft started all this by making the first investment into OpenAI.
Yes. Correct. Way back.
So the listed companies are Intel, AMD. Now Intel was down and out for the count. The Intel was supposed to have no future. In fact, the CEO of Intel was fired. Then there was a Malaysian brought in. Trump threatened him. Then there was some deal. Trump bought 10% of Intel. He made sure every company bought Intel stocks. SoftBank bought, Nvidia bought. I don't know who the. Now Intel is 40% up. Now Intel got 40%. So everybody's stock options, everything became profitable. Intel has not changed anything. Intel's problems have not vanished. Everything scheme announced that Nvidia, instead of using TSMC, will use some Intel for manufacturing. Whether Intel has that ability to make the chips, we don't know.
But the claim from our critics on
I'm
this,
not my critic.
No, I'm just saying what the biggest defense for this thing is, what Sam Altman and everyone is saying is that the main difference is there is actual revenue stream here. That this is going to create lots of money. He admits for the next 1 or 2 years he'll still be running in loss.
But he has not been able to tell. Then he will become profitable. Let him give a clear date and say, on this date I'll become profitable. And the amount of equity he would have taken by them. That is all the two questions.
Correct.
Right? I have tried 2-3 AI tools. Right?
Yeah.
I have not tried ChatGPT, but I tried something on stocks. And I have tried ChatGPT. It's not useful. Since I use Google a lot, now Google has that. It gives me the list of things. But before that, it gives me just using AI. Most of the time, since I'm looking for information, I read that AI and I don't go below. When I'm looking for information, I go below. That is the effect of AI for day-to-day usage.
Yeah, because I do realize what you said. Initially, when it started off, it was all about automation of language, work, grunt work. Then all the fascination pivoted into image generation. Now all the fascination and limelight is to videos. Sora, what he's launched, which is a lot of hype around that. Now they're trying to, even the company itself is trying to shine the spotlight somewhere else, because like you rightfully said, the amount of revenue generating from sitting and summarizing articles is very minimal. Even revenue generation, you creating images seems very minimal.
Because It would have been if I'm doing a PhD thesis, I can get ChatGPT to write my PhD thesis. It's great, but then the professor will put it on this side, take it out on that side, and you will
Well,
know.
recently Deloitte themselves were caught with their pants down because they charged the government for a lot of money, and then the report was generated completely on AI, and faults and errors were factual errors were there in the report, and they had to
And as
refund.
of today, whatever I have seen in AI, when you ask it to give an opinion, there's a lot of hallucination.
Yeah, I agree on that. Hallucination is still a big problem in AI.
Yeah.
So,
I am saying there are a lot of grunt jobs that can be replaced, lot of telecalling jobs that will be replaced. I am not denying all that. But it is not something that is going to radically change the world in the next 3-4 years.
anyway, so I hope you got some perspective on how circular financing works and why it's a terrible thing, even if there's revenue and money to be made, because the lack of transparency and accountability is what is missing in these kind of circular financing. So anyway, thanks for watching BeRich today. I hope you found this video informative and entertaining as always. I'll be back with Anand tomorrow with another one. Thank you.
Thank you for watching BeRich.